Okay, we're live. Hi, everyone. Thanks for your patience. So sorry we're late. We have a great show planned. It's just me and Jeff right now, and Sandy's going to join us. So get this all, let's get the show on the road then. And let's jump right into it. All right. Jeff, you're going to need to tell me if you can see the screen here. Hold on. Can you see it? Jeff, am I sharing the screen? Can you see the Jeff?
Yeah, I see it.
You can see it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. A little residue. Sandy found. Many people remember the Allman Brothers. Just spelled almond. So this is
Crystal,
some. Uh huh.
you have to maximize the little screen. I mean,
What do you mean?
um, we see the whole screen, but you need to maximize the little part that you're trying to show.
Yeah, it was Mac. Already was that. Hold on. Um, let's try this. Uh, let's try this. Okay. How's that?
A
Can you
little
see
bit more. Oh, well,
more? What
no,
do you?
no, you're good. I think you're good.
All
Maybe
right.
make it a little bit bigger, though.
I really can't make it bigger. I don't know what you mean because I have this all. For me,
Okay,
it
yeah,
shows.
that's good. We see it. Wow. Some people remember Almond Brothers.
Yeah,
Can't say I'm one of them, but I believe them.
I am actually. I do remember that. But
Really?
yeah. Then it changed for me too. So yeah, here's another one that's spelled Almand Brothers. So Almond Brothers is another.
I remember the Allman Brothers, but now it's the Allman Brothers Band.
Yeah, I don't remember band either. Almond. Here's Almond again. Almond Brothers. And there's band in it. I know. I don't remember band at all. Um, and there's another way to spell that. Residue. Um, okay. All right, and this is let's see, what is that? This is totally.
Newhart. I love that show.
Yeah, it is a good show. I've been watching old episodes. Hey, look how merged it is, though.
Yeah, that wasn't like
And I
that. I
don't
have the
remember
whole
the H going
series.
up like that. Yeah. Oh, do you?
I have that
Mm-hmm.
set, and it did not look like that before.
No, no, no. Same here. And here's another. Yeah, it's just merged and crazy. And look at the. I just don't remember these twirly things. There's twirl things around, like twirling like that. I don't remember that.
No, no, definitely not. That H is all wrong.
Yeah, I know. The T, the N, everything.
And there wasn't that line under it. That wasn't there.
No, I don't remember that either. And it's all merged. And it definitely changed for me too. All right, and here's some residue of the upside down rainbow Sandy found. Yeah, a lot of people remember it upside down from how it is now.
You remember it like that, right?
I do. Yeah, it's totally upside down for me now. I remember it up, the other way. All right, and then payday is we found this or package of where the word is actually separate. A lot of people remember it's separated like pay and day.
Mm-hmm.
So There's that. Of course, it's all merged together.
So that one I'm not
But
sure of because I actually hate that candy bar, so I never paid much attention.
have you tried the chocolate ones though? They're really good. They're new.
No,
Oh, you have to try it. If you see it in the store and it says Payday chocolate, oh, they're so good. They're
that's
not
probably
any.
better. Yeah.
Oh, they're not anything like the other ones. They're so good. Anyway, I'm addicted to them. All right, this is what is called the cauliflower mushroom, which is ridiculously massive, but
That's weird.
yeah, cauliflower mushroom. This is how it looks, grows. It's Sandy's gonna got a whole folder of mushroom stuff, I think. So, but I just wanted to show what I found.
Definitely never seen those.
Yeah. Okay, and this is, I wanted to talk that. Here's a giant. The hailstones are getting bigger now. I don't think it's Mandela. I think it's more like what they call global warming or whatever is going on with the planet's
Yeah.
weather. I don't think we really know. But the hailstones are intensely just a giant anymore in places that it used to be like half that size was the biggest, you could find, but this is just crazy. So I wanted to share that. This is nails back in how women had their nails back in the ancient times, which I don't remember. Look at that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they used to just. It looks like they actually put something on their fingers, and this is
That's too much.
showing how it was, and then how it became. Yeah, and this is stuff I don't. Oops.
How does somebody do anything when they're that long? That's just crazy.
I know. Oh, here's another one here. Yeah, like yeah, they would actually put. How do you function?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh
Who's
my
what?
God. That looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. I think so too. Yeah, there's some more. Yeah.
Poke your eye out with one of those.
Oh, I know. They seem dangerous. Yeah, true. So yeah, that's what I've got there. All right, we can go 2 seconds. I'm gonna get out of here, and then I'm gonna go find some stuff in the folders. 2 seconds here.
East Indian, Noise Guru says that those are East Indian.
Uh huh. All right.
Yeah, those are way too long. Way too long.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like the press on kind. That's like 6 inches. John Nada says.
Um, what is that band again? Steele and Nash.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Yeah, I remember Crosby, Still without an S, and Nash. Crosby,
Hmm.
Still, and Nash. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's an effect for me. I don't know if anyone else agrees, but Sandy said it still is actually a name too. So
I've actually heard it the way it is now. I never heard it the other way.
uh
Crosby, Stills,
huh.
Nash, and Young. Yeah, sometimes they're that with
Crosby,
Neil
Stills,
Young.
Nash and Young. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what they changed it to. All right. I'm gonna go ahead with this one.
Yep. John Nada says Steel, Seals and Croft changed. It changed to Seals and Crofts. That's
Uh,
been covered. That's a weird one. I remember
Interesting.
Seals and Croft.
All right. Credit to Teresa Lynch and Sandy. There are some firework adjacent products you can find around the 4th of July as well as New Year's weddings and birthday parties. Two of these products have been Mandelaed for us. The first the first question should be a simple one if you're ever thrown these on the ground. In your past, they were these little pouches of silver fulminate fulminate coated sand called. Anyone remember what these are called?
On this one, I actually have current memory.
Mm,
John Nada says poppers. Noise Guru says poppers.
hmm
Digital Man says snaps.
Wow.
Maddie says poppers. I remember snaps, which is what they're called now.
Oh wow. See, I don't remember those. I knew it started with pop, but I couldn't remember the rest. So yeah,
Yeah.
poppers or
The only poppers
pop
I ever knew
its
were
or
jalapeno poppers.
uh-huh. Pop its. Yeah, I was just thinking that. Okay. They are officially called snaps and snappers. Do you remember this? I have never called them by either name. It was always poppers in my past, and some that I asked remember poppets. Yeah, poppets,
I
which is
just
a
remember
brand.
snaps.
Wow. Well, there are many brands with different names on them. They all still include the actual product name somewhere on the packaging.
I remember them pretty well too because I used to use them all the time when I was a
Uh,
teenager. Me and my
yes.
friends were bad. We used to throw them at the mall to scare people.
Uh, oh, great. Yes or no? Do you remember there being an adult or grown-up version of Snaps? No.
Nope.
Anyone?
Bueller? Bueller? Anyone?
All right.
Maddie says, haha, no way. John Nada says no.
The answer is true. That the grown-up version contained the same material inside, but come in a tube that resembles TNT. Have you ever seen this type before? No. Thunder Snaps adult snappers? Good grief.
Yeah, those I never saw before.
Both the balled up tissue and tube version also come in mega size, which is about twice the regular and adult size snaps. Are these new for you too? Yes.
Yep. I would have definitely used those.
Right. Oh, you were an adult. That's fine. Yeah, I know. True or false, in your past, did snappers make a colorful flash of light? No, never.
Flesh colored snappers, Maddie says.
In our past, they just made a noise with a tiny puff of smoke. But the answer in this reality is true. Okay, they have colors. Oh, that's crazy. No. Mm-mm.
And
Snaps can create colorful glow when thrown on the ground at night.
that I definitely don't remember.
No. All version of snaps can be found in neon version. The color of the paper or tube is the color glow you will see when they're thrown at night. Are these new in your reality too? They have been sold for decades. They are also labeled as color or colorful and also have cartoon branding from Angry Birds, Tom and Jerry, and Disney, to name a few.
No.
No.
Yeah, I never saw all those different kinds. There was only one kind.
Yeah, I know.
There wasn't this variety like this.
Sparklers. Most people have held a sparkler at some time in their lives, but sparklers are not immune to the Mandela Effect. Yeah, I used to love those when I was young. Definitely my favorite. True or false? In your past, did sparklers come in different shapes or burn in different colors besides white or yellow? No, they were always white and
Nope.
white. In our past, sparklers were just straight sticks that glowed white or yellow in our past. But in this reality, you can find them in all different shapes, numbers, letters, and even different colors. Have you ever seen anything like this before? No, not different colors.
No way.
No way. I would have really loved those. Yeah, no way. Oh my God. That's crazy. Look at that.
There are definitely aspects of this reality that are more interesting.
Uh-huh.
I'll give it that.
Yeah, it's like there's more options for more everything now.
Yeah, a lot more.
Not as simple, more complex, everything.
But that
Could,
being said, the changes drive me crazy.
oh, could these be products we just missed for decades, or do you think these are products that are new to our reality? Either way, they are new to us, so we thought we'd share. Yeah, it's new to me too.
I definitely would have remembered those.
Yeah. Just the simple, these ones, basic. Oh, alright. We did this one all night. I'm coming. Hold tight. Alright.
What do we got next, Curious?
I'm coming. Do you want to read this one?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Takes a minute to get on my screen here. Okay. Credit Jinox7730 Jacqueline. A viewer asked that I research a possible Mandela effect. I honestly hadn't paid enough attention to this. The research is confusing, so I'm hoping our audience can help determine if this is an ME. This question is for those familiar with North American wall outlets. Please answer with A or B to avoid confusion. From your memory, when installed in the proper direction, which side has the wider slots? Do you remember it on the left or on the right? A or B?
I'm gonna have to go with B. 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 I'm gonna have to go with
For me, it's even worse than that. For
Mm.
me, I never noticed the two sides ever being different sizes.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So let's see what we got. John Nada says A. Maddie, A, no doubt. Noise Guru also says A. Michael E, welcome. He says A. Sandy's on her way. Looking at the socket, I think I do remember it being on the right side. And it was on the right side at one time, but decades before I was born. I can't find any reason why it was switched either.
Mm.
With houses, electrical sockets can go unchanged for decades. I remember products in my childhood like lamps and Christmas lights not having a wider prong, just two of the same size prior to the 1950s. Both rockets and prongs were the same size. Sockets, rockets. That's funny. Sockets.
Yeah, I remember when I moved to France for a while. I was only 15 years old, so I brought my curling iron and I stuck it, an American curling iron, stuck it into a French outlet when I was there. And I
Mhm.
looked in the hole, my whole curling iron melted. I was like, oh my God, what the heck happened? They told me, no, you can't use
That's
a
some
tough
serious
stainless
power. Almost like rocket power.
Yeah.
It's very possible that I am remembering an old socket in my grandparents' house that had the small hot socket on the left. Does that say hot? I can't be sure or verify this though. I haven't been in their house since my grandmom passed in 1990. Regardless, for some reason, I cannot locate the hot wire connection smaller prong. Became standard on the left side sometime after the 1950s because the prongs were reversed in the past. I can't say this is definitely an ME, so I am asking you, what do you think?
See, I don't like you, Jeff. I don't remember the larger and the smaller. No, I don't
No?
remember it being changed till way later than the 50s.
Yeah, for me, they were always the same size, but I could have just never noticed.
Yeah,
Never looked at
I
it close
I
enough to
really
care.
don't remember it being like that either. Okay, so Sandy's
Hi.
here. Hi.
Maddie remembers the late 90s in the chat.
Yeah, same here. Something like that.
Hey, Sandy.
Hi.
All
Ah,
right.
so listen,
So,
there's two new folders, but you have to do the vegetable before the fungus. Okay?
okay.
You
When
always
you
do
do
the
them.
vegetable before the fungus.
All right. What it just says mushroom. Oh, that there it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
don't do them now. I mean, you still have more to get through,
Mhm.
in case more
Let's go
people show up.
straight
You want to show the
to.
newer ones. Hey, Michael E's here. I haven't seen Michael E in a while. We got
Okay.
Maddie. Did you guys do shout outs? Because we got a lot of people here.
Go
Digital
ahead.
Man, John Nada, Noise Guru.
You know, I
Everybody.
mentioned everybody, but we didn't really do shout outs, no.
Okay. Well, it's good to see everybody.
Yeah.
And Michael E remembers the socket flipping.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Here, let me get this going. Sandy, you want to read?
There's nothing on my screen yet, but yes, I will.
Here we go.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, I have a candy bar compilation of mini Mandela Effects to ask you about tonight. But first, a candy that's not a bar, and even though it's old, I believe it's from this new reality, not my old one. As soon as it gets on my screen, there's a little delay going on. Carton of Nicotine Pastilles, London, England, 1934 to 1940. Just a weird one before the main stuff. These hard candies were intended to be dissolved under the tongue to stop all ill effects, including addiction and possibly cancer, of nicotine. If it worked, it would still be available today. And the description says protected smokers from the ill effects of nicotine, neutralizes the nicotine, and keeps smokers fit. And that's where the possible cancer protection comes from. And it just, never, I've never heard of any such thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have tried that when I was trying to quit. Oh.
Okay, so now on to the candy bars. I could have just missed these, but I have no memory of these candy bars existing in the United States. The first one was available in the US, Canada, United Kingdom, New Zealand, and Australia. So if you're from those places, please feel free to chime in. And if you saw this before, just answer what you originally answered. Have you ever heard of the Peter Paul Star Bar? And I've marked up Peter Paul here because it's all messed up. Same Maddie, Nicorette gum was the first to my knowledge as well.
Me too.
And Nicorette certainly doesn't protect you from getting cancer. I mean, unless you mean like in the long run, because you quit smoking.
Does that stuff even really work though?
I mean, it's no different than the patch. Yes, it gives you the nicotine so you don't crave a cigarette. But the problem is a lot of people have the mental habit of putting something in their mouth. So
Yeah.
it helps to chew on toothpicks, eat lollipops, even cut a straw and suck on the straw.
The thing too is you have to be able to hold something in your
Yeah.
hand. That's part of it.
And that's why I said a straw is actually the best option, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean,
The Star Bar is still available in the UK, but it's made by Cadbury. In the late 1970s or early 80s, Peter Paul manufactured this bar for the US market. Please take note of the ST right here and where the star is on the wrapper in the commercial because it doesn't line up with the wrapper that was actually sold. The ST is merged here, but on the packaging, the ST is not.
I never heard of this
Or I'm
thing.
sorry, the packaging where it's sold, the ST is merged, but in the commercial, it's not merged. And the star is in between star and bar, making it two words.
Yeah.
But the bar that was sold is one word with the star inside the R.
Interesting.
Which I think is on the next slide. Yeah.
Me too, digital man. Worked in retail, never heard of them.
Me either. Same here. I can't find the wrapper with the star in the center anywhere. And the ST is not merged in the commercial. The ST merged and the star cut out in the R is on the actual candy bar. And the A's are shaped differently in the commercial. In the commercial, they're the Star Trek style A. Whereas on the actual candy bar, it's just this weird backwards tilted normal A. So I don't understand why this candy bar wrapper doesn't exist. Welcome, B. Chris Kudo. I'll check it out. B. Chris Kudo says, I wanted to come into the live stream to tell you I found streetlight residue in Cool Hand Luke movie.
Oh,
Just
wow.
visiting. Hello.
Oh,
That's awesome.
I'll check it out. I took a screenshot. And Maddie says, ain't no one ever heard of No Star Bar.
Nope. Or this.
Well, wait, here's the weird thing. I cannot find this anywhere. This is the only image I could find. The next one is just a different version of a Heath bar. Soft and crunchy. That doesn't make any sense. Have you ever heard of this? I'm pretty sure it's discontinued now. Like 150,000% sure it's discontinued now. But the thing is, has anyone ever heard of soft and crunchy, which doesn't make any sense to my brain?
No.
And we've covered the merging in Heath bar before. The thing is, I can't even find any other images besides this one.
Because it just seeped into our reality. They're not available
Seriously.
yet.
Seriously.
Check a month from now.
Noise Guru says Heath was never soft. Never heard of soft ones, says Michael E. I eat those. Maddie says Heath is not soft at all. Soft and crunchy is a contradiction, exactly. Now, Mars we covered, but the star wasn't there. The next one is a candy bar produced by Mars from 1977 through 1991. That's a lot of years for me to have missed it. I was around the entire time, 77 to 91, and have no memory of this candy bar. Have you ever heard or seen of a Summit bar before? Now, Jeff, you have. You've heard of Summit bars.
Right. Yeah. I've seen them in old commercials for a really long time. And I think I saw them maybe once or twice in like a dollar store or something.
I have never heard of these.
But when I saw them, they did not look like that.
No, they look like the new wrapper, right?
Yeah.
On the next slide.
Uh-huh. Yep. I agree,
Well, Twix don't have peanuts, Noise Guru, right? I think it's a Kit Kat with nuts. I think that's what it is. A Kit Kat with nuts.
Looks like the kind of candy bar like old people would eat.
Hey, I like Kit Kat, okay?
I'm talking about the Summit bar.
I know, but it's a Kit Kat with nuts.
I mean, yeah, it sounds good, but the name reminds me of something an old person would eat. Gotta get that Summit bar.
But I do agree, Noise Guru, it does look like a Twix with 2 sticks coming out. Was Twix around in 77? I don't know when Twix came out.
I think it was around in the 70s.
Due to its long run, the candy had 2 different wrapper designs, one with M's for mountains that overlap. In the late 80s, the wrapper design was simplified, complete with a merged IT. Is this new for you too?
81 was Twix, says Michael E.
Oh, these are gone now.
Are they?
Wait. I have to mention something. Okay, guys, this sounds more like a Mandela to me because of what Janata just said. Janata said, I remember Summit and the homework. Give me a break commercial. Give me a break is Kit Kat's slogan.
That's Kit Kat. Yeah.
And I just said it was like a Kit Kat. That's weird. That sounds Mandela-ish to me.
Yeah,
I'm
give me
sorry.
a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatchamacallit?
I know whatchamacallit's gone anymore. They don't sell them anymore.
No, they do. They have them downstairs.
Oh.
Yep, they do.
Okay. All right. I never see them.
Maybe it's less. The availability is less now.
I guess.
The last one
for Twix.
Thank you very much, Noise Guru. So the Summit Bar was first. The last one is a question about a current candy bar that's definitely from my old reality, the whatchamacallit bar.
Never tried one of those.
They're really good.
Yeah?
Although they're not as good as they were in the 80s since they switched the chocolate.
Yeah. Well, nothing's as good as it was in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yes or no? Were there any spin-off candy bars of whatchamacallit in your past? If yes, what was its name or names? Oh, Noise Guru says no. Twix was a rename of Raider Bar in 1969, so it was definitely first. Or 1967. I don't know which one. Michael E says yes, forgot name. John Nada says no spin-offs. Maddie says nope. Curious, or do you remember any spin-offs?
I really don't. I think whatchamacallit was pretty original. And it didn't just, I mean, it just stayed that way. Okay.
1967 for Twix. Thank you, Noise Guru.
Keeps going back further.
Yeah. Well, no, she hit the wrong key.
Oh.
I have no memory of any spin-off candy bars, but there are two. Well, technically, they are the same candy bar, but they have two different names.
Oh.
That's weird, too.
No,
The whatchamacallit was released in 1978. 31 years later, in 2009, Hershey released a limited edition, all chocolate version of the whatchamacallit called
Yeah,
Thingamajig.
thingamajig. If it's all chocolate, it'd probably be better.
But it did still have peanuts. So it had peanuts. Or maybe the rice was chocolate. There's something on top. I don't know if that's peanuts or peanut butter. But the rice is chocolate. It's not that different. I don't understand.
Yeah, well, it's got chocolate, so it's chocolatey. So it would be probably, I would like it much better.
Maddie says these spin-offs are insane. John, because Maddie's already seen this, I guess. John Nada says no way. Michael E says I remember this. They weren't as good. But Michael, let's see if you remember the other name. After its limited run had ended, the whatchamacallit was alone once again, until they made a new candy bar and held a contest in 2020 to name it. So curious, this is available now too. The winner was Lisa M. of Massachusetts. For picking the winning name, Who'sy What's It, she won $5,000, a year's supply of the candy bar, and her name on the wrapper as her prize. So this candy bar is available today somewhere, and her name is on every wrapper.
Oh, never heard of it.
Yes, 2020, during the lockdowns, they ran this contest, and it was released in 2021. The Who'sy What's It is just a thingamajig in a new wrapper and is still available today. Have you ever heard of, seen, or tried one of these candy bars? Now we know Michael Lee has because he tried a thingamajig. John Nada says, please. Michael E has never heard of the Who'sy. Noise Guru says, I was so close.
Does anyone know what happened to the Score candy bar?
Oh, I used to love Score bars.
I
It
did
hurt your
too.
teeth, though, so bad.
Now, what happened to it?
They're still around.
I
Teen
don't
Up
know
the
about
Street has them.
that.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
I
buy
sure
these and
don't.
take pictures of them and show you
All
that they still
right.
exist.
Interesting. Well, in Philadelphia,
Yeah.
some places they do. That's cool. Well, I don't know why they're not here.
I don't think I've ever tried a Score bar.
Oh, they're like Heath bars, but they're better. to me.
Yeah, I agree. It's not.
They're creamy.
One is
They're
toffee and one
sweet.
is why is my brain not working? Heath Bar has like a graininess grit to it, and
Hmm.
Score Bar is smooth. They're both hard as a rock, and the Score Bar has a very thin chocolate coating that still is chocolate, still tastes good,
Yeah,
as
I was
opposed to
addicted to the score
whatchamacallit.
bars at one time when I was young,
So was
many, many,
I. Oh my god.
many years ago. Yeah, let's see
Not good for
that.
our teeth though. They were horrible.
No, I know.
I used to love them a little melted too. Who's reading?
Oh, I can read. Okay, I recently came across a treasure trove of residue thanks to the 1983 Copy Cake catalog. Copy cake is the projector used to make cake decorating not only easy but standard so that each cake sold looks exactly the same.
And now people are buying up the copy cake machines from old businesses and using them to decorate cakes at home, cookies, things like that.
Right. The projector the projector used stencils, but people also used their own images and drawings. This allows them to make cakes that would normally need a lot of skill, fondant, and or a printable image which doesn't allow personalization. One of the companies that used, and I hear still uses it today, the copycat system is Dairy Queen. Copy Cake would make exclusive designs for store chains and provide them with a catalog. I want to specifically discuss the 1983 Dairy Queen cake design book. There is a ton of residue I want to share in this version of the catalog to make things easy to understand. I will show residue next to current reality images like the example above. So that's the red stripes on his hat residue.
Yeah.
Okay. Uncle Sam stripes, white and now silver. Eagle and shield stars, no stars. Blue whale, wide round mouth, narrow pointed mouth. Yeah, like the round ones. Right.
The top two are.
One
Oh, go ahead.
skunk, one white stripe down center, black stripe in center between, and two white stripes.
Now, sometimes, like I'm saying, the top two are both copy cake designs. Sometimes they would redo. So you can see the one on the right is number 32. Later on, they added another skunk at 221 because I guess skunks are just so popular to get on a cake. I don't understand, but there you go.
Chipmunk, no stripes on back and tail, blue or brown and white stripes on back and tail.
I don't remember any chipmunks looking like this ever. I covered them a while back.
Airplanes, flat out to the side wing with engines under wing, curved winged angled very far back towards tail end, engines in front of wing.
Now that's
Yeah.
a change that drives me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How does it even function? Like, how does it even work like that?
Oh,
I don't know. I just found it weird that the bottom plane, the front and the tail is wrong, but the wing is right. And then the top copy cake plane, everything else is right, but the engines are forward. The wing is wrong. Well, the nose is
yeah.
still fat in the front, which isn't right.
Those engines were always directly under the wing.
Uh-huh. And now they have little.
I've actually found residue for this one before, but yeah, it's
There's so many changes to that engine too. There's multiple changes to the wings. I can't even.
it seems like it would be a little bit of an unbalance,
Mm-hmm.
the way it is now. All right. Jiminy Cricket, green, tan flesh, randomly still appear green in film, but most times he's tan.
So here we have an issue with Copy Cake where they actually have the current reality. They have him as orangey tan.
Yeah, he was definitely always green.
Yep.
Hippo teeth, small, rounded, square, and block teeth. They are sharp, jagged trunks.
I'm with you, Noise Guru. Fondant
They
is disgusting.
become carnivorous.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't need, severe teeth. What do they eat? Fish? Water. I don't think they need to rip apart kind of teeth.
Now they
I
kill
don't
their
know.
young with their teeth. It's disgusting.
Alright. South America, directly south or North America with EW Panama Canal, SW to NE Panama Canal, and South America is over 1,000 miles further to the east.
So in this copy cake, you can see Australia is lower than New Zealand. New Zealand is up. It's much closer to
Uh,
South America too. For some of you that don't remember it so far away, I do remember it very far away. But New Zealand was higher than Australia, like that, and South America is below North America on their copy cake
Right.
plan.
Australia's not even the land down under anymore.
yeah.
Noise
The
Guru says
the
rhinos eat melons.
oh the Statue of Liberty, a smaller base, book in hand. Some remember torch and book in opposite hand. Star for it with tall base and tablet in arm, not book. Yeah.
And the copy cake has a book, a smaller base. And Maddie says the kids are adamant about green Jiminy crickets. So am I. I agree.
Yeah. Triceratops, horns pointed up, horns pointed down or straight out now.
And when I covered this one, a lot of people remember the horns pointed down. I do not. They were always pointed up for me.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. Knight's armor, silver, maybe ornate patterns in the metal, but just silver. Designer patterns and colors exist with obscene cod pieces.
Yeah,
Oh, I
so
see. Yeah, just silver or just solid silver or solid gold, but no
right
patterns. Yeah,
when
colors.
I covered the cod pieces, I also covered these colorful designer. I've never seen these before. Well, I hadn't back then in 2020. And here, Copy Cake in 1983 had that as a cake topper. Hey, Digital Man, Maddie, and Michael Lee all remember the horns up.
It's weird.
Hey, Unimatrix, good to see you. It's been a while.
Jaws, a single row of straight teeth, multiple rows of overlapping crooked teeth.
Nice and not perfectly straight, but not what we're seeing now.
Yeah. Looks so stupid now.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at his bot. Look at that. The heck?
Yeah, there's like 4 rows, all different directions. And that is the last
Okay.
prop. And now we're looking at just extra stuff. So showing it's 1983. in the 1983 catalog for the Republican and the Democrat, we have, that reminds me, I never covered something. The stripes on the hat, stars on the shield for the Girl Scouts uh, logo pin, and a red bar flag inside the cupcake book. Hi, Eddie. First time for me. I couldn't believe it.
Hi, Eddie. Second time for me.
Welcome.
Do you remember the shark upside down Unimatrix in Jaws? Sinead O'Connor, Noise Guru.
All right, Jeff, do you want to read the next one?
Yeah.
And the song is that everyone knows is "Nothing Compares to You," which I never knew was a
Okay,
Prince song.
Sinead O'Connor. I remember her dying already, but that's all right. Almost every single actor and actress they announced dead, I remember them already having dead. Almost everyone.
That's true, Eddie Von Keen. I remember that.
All right. I said I'd read. I'll read. I have a couple of movie poster and scenes that are different from my memory that I want to ask you about.
And before you go further, Curiouser can't play sound. Okay, so when we get to the part with sound, if you haven't seen it yet, you can go over to my channel, click on shorts, and you will see I made a short of that scene. So if you want to hear it, you can go watch the short and add to the over 1,000 views. It's like the best video I ever did. So thank you for watching it, guys. I appreciate it. All right, go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, that needs to be bigger.
Huh?
That needs to be a little bit bigger.
So I can read it, starting with a few Disney VHS logos.
Thanks.
Since when does Disney use multiple logos for the same film? Not ever in my, now I can't read it, it's too close. Not ever in my past, besides different logos, all of these are merged or messed up in some way. Like, look at great. No, absolutely not. It's even like twisting around inside the A. So it makes the A and keeps twisting. Do you see that? And it's connected to the E.
Yeah, that looks
No.
stupid.
Absolutely not. I will definitely do that, Unimatrix. I'll check it out. Okay, so here we have, for the same movie, all these different logos. Dumb. There's no reason for this. It wasn't like, why? It's just a mess. Everything's a mess. Okay, Jeff.
I can't say for sure that this is a Mandela, but it looks off to me. I know it's a parody of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, but 6 arrows, I honestly only remember 3. Flashdance looked like this in my past, always. Is this how you remember it?
Maddie says it was 3 arrows. I owned it. I did too. That's why it looks really off. And this is wrong. This is wrong, wrong, so wrong. Go ahead.
Because now the original poster and VHS looks like a kid scribbled all over it. I do not remember ever seeing this. Do you?
No.
It's like they're
Nope.
trying to hide something behind it.
Yeah.
Tanana says no.
Terms of endearment is 1000% wrong for me. All advertising materials, movie covers, soundtracks, etc., had a handwritten note at the bottom.
So after you read this slide, Curiouser, you're going to go to the next one after he reads it.
Options on next slide. Which terms of endearment was added to the bottom of the note? Which do you remember? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
So here are your options 1, 2, 3, or 4. And the bottom shows you what it looked like on the poster, the VHS, DVD. It was written terms of endearment. What? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Does anyone remember this? Hey, Alone, what's up?
Hey, Alone.
I
Welcome.
agree. I agree, Alone. Okay, before we go on, for those of you who haven't seen this, or even if you have seen this, is there any that you would say it can't be? Like, there's no way it's that one?
No way it's 4.
That's what I want the chat to answer. If you don't know it,
No, I'll go with 1, not
oh, there goes
4.
my alarm. I have to walk away for 1 second.
The most 1 and the least 4.
Okay. Maddie says not 4. John Nada says 4. Maddie says haven't seen it but 1. Well, I wouldn't be surprised there was a triple X LOL, but I'd say 1, says Eddie Von Keen. I really don't know, but okay, says Unimatrix. All right, you can go on. I'll be right back. I have to tell Joey it's time to clock out.
Okay, Jeff,
Mm-hmm.
can you see?
Yeah. I remember number 1, XO. I can agree to number 2, double X. But it's number 4, triple X. No
No.
way. Never said that in my past.
No. Oh, that looks weird, yeah. Yeah, I could go with 2 too, but not 4. Oh, no.
Yeah, 1 or 2 for me.
Oh, that looks real weird, yeah.
Okay, it's in orange at the bottom because there's 1X, and I don't remember that. And I don't know why that one says 1X. All right, guys, again, you're not going to be able to hear it. If you want to watch it, you can go to my YouTube channel and look at the shorts. It's the last one I just did. Go ahead, Jeff.
The last thing I want to ask you is about Back to the Future. When Marty drives Lorraine to the dance, they sit in the car, talk, and she kisses him. My question is, what happens next?
So the next slide is the question.
Does Biff surprise them and grab Marty out of the car, or do they know Biff is coming and then he grabs Marty out of the car?
So if you guys in the
Surprise.
chat just answer 1 or 2, top or bottom, whatever you want to say. Surprised, not surprised, whatever you want to say. Digital Man says, I remember Biff surprising him.
Yep.
Eddie Von Keen says, wait, Marty never let his mom kiss her.
Him.
Han comes in the car, says Digital Man. Grabs Marty.
Yep.
I'm agreeing. I knew you meant kiss him. I just said her because that's what you wrote. You don't remember, like he pushed her away. She kissed him for a split second, and he pushes her away. Michael E says surprised.
We ready?
Yep.
I've seen this movie more times than I can count. They were talking, and out of nowhere, Biff opens the door, surprising them while pulling Marty out of the car. But this isn't what happens now.
Okay. I think I explained it enough. If not, I'll say something else.
Now Lorraine sees Biff coming and says somebody's coming before Biff opens the door. There's even light.
Light suspenseful.
Light suspenseful background music now. Does this scene match your memory?
Yeah.
So even though you can't hear it, you can clearly see Lorraine look back over the back seat. You have to trust me that she's saying something there, and it sounds like somebody's coming to me. And then Marty prepares himself. He sighs, it turns from facing her to straight ahead, and then Biff grabs him. And it's not as violent. Like the pulling out of the car isn't as Marty was yanked out of the car before, and now it's he's gently pulled out of the car. It wasn't like
that's
that.
different. That is way different. But the subtitles say who's coming. Which do you hear, somebody or whose? Regardless, I do not remember her looking back or saying anything about Biff coming. Do you? And he pulls him from the car more gently than before.
Yeah, like I was saying.
Yeah, I remember that too. He yanked him out. It wasn't like that. It was much worse than that. And during the dance, do you remember Marvin Berry having his initials, which are completely merged, on the stage? This is completely new for us.
Yes, because Jeff pointed this out.
Yep.
And I said, I looked at it and said, it shouldn't be merged, but I thought I might remember it there, but not merged.
I didn't remember it there at all.
No, I don't either. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Also, this is not a Mandela, but I wanted to share this in case someone thinks it is. When they refilmed the scenes with the new Jennifer, the color of the shirt was a little bluer, but in natural light, the shirt looks identical. The shirts look identical.
Yeah. I just wanted to point it out so somebody doesn't say the shirt was blue and now it's not. It's because they refilmed the scene.
Are any of these different from your memory? They are all ridiculous to me, especially the Biff scene. Let me know what you think in the chat comments below.
So Eddie says, I thought it was George McFly in the scene. That's after. So they drive up to the dance, and they had a plan for George to come out there and grab Marty out of the car, but he wasn't paying attention to the clock. He was drinking punch. If you remember, he looks at the clock and was like, oh no, and runs out. Well, before George can get to the car, Biff does. And then Biff throws Marty to his buddies, the three guys with the glasses and stuff, and they throw him into the band's trunk. And after the trunk, during the trunk scene, that's when George comes out and pulls Biff out of the car and punches Biff. So they're two separate scenes. I hope that made sense.
All right, Sand, it's your turn to read.
Jeff, can you take over till I get back? My Joey started playing music really loud, and I don't want to get a copyright. I gotta
Yeah.
close the door. Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. Rewind time. A few years ago, Sandy discovered and presented a Mandela variation effect in the long-running TV show and popular series The Simpsons. Here's the question she originally asked. Let's see if your memory has been updated since then. What color or colors is Bart's t-shirt and Lisa's dress?
Thank you. I'm back.
You're welcome.
And Michael E. heard or remembers someone's coming. Maddie says both red. What do you guys remember? Curiouser? Jeff? Jeff? Hello?
Jeff?
Yeah.
Oh, I asked what you remembered.
Oh, orange shirt for Bart, red dress for Lisa, variations on the figures and the
Gotcha.
shirts.
Michael E.
Yeah.
says blue and yellow, not sure.
Blue and yellow. I kind of remember that too.
I don't
Oh,
remember
yeah.
yellow because their skin is yellow. That would look really weird.
I know, but it was different shade, hue of yellow. So,
Like a lighter yellow?
something like that. But yeah, or maybe an orange, yellow, and a blue shirt. Yeah, that sounds right. I don't know.
And I can totally believe that reality existed. All right, we can go on. All right, let's see. This should be easy. You're right, Maddie. It's been on for decades. Bart and Lisa have worn other clothes in other colors over the decades, but their standard outfits were always the same.
Oh, look, it's an upside down rainbow. Perfect.
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
included it. In my past, Bart and Lisa both wore red, just like Maddie
Oh,
remembers.
yeah, no, I don't remember this. Yeah, this is weird. I remember blue. Her dress was definitely, no. Anyway.
It's okay, we're going to explain that. And not the Lisa part, but the Bart part at least. But in this reality, they no longer both wear red, and sometimes they both wear orange. But officially, sorry guys, I have a delay. Yes, Noise Guru, we did. And Maddie. Lisa still has a red dress according to Matt Groening, even though she's usually dressed in orange now. But in some episodes, she's in red. So go figure. Maddie says the kids remember red Bart and orange Lisa. As for Bart, he's almost exclusively dressed in an orange shirt, except when he's dressed in blue. It's okay, John Anna. Welcome back. So this is what you remember, Curiouser?
Yeah.
So why is Bart wearing a blue shirt? When I first covered this, I noticed the blue shirt was primarily in advertising, but now there is an official excuse, a deterrent to bootleggers.
He always had that on the figures and the shirts for me, but not
And
on the
for,
show.
and for me, I never saw blue before. In the first few years of the show, Bart was exclusively dressed in a blue shirt for the Tracy Ullman show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people knew it was officially licensed advertising and merchandise. Do you remember blue?
Yep.
I don't. But there's
Yeah,
Bart in
I had
blue,
the
orange,
shirt.
and red.
I had several shirts with him wearing blue and several figures with him wearing blue and also orange.
Yeah, I could go with maybe the orange. Yeah.
Maddie says the blue shirt is reviled over here. There was another Mandela covered by Teresa Lynch, the color of Lisa's saxophone in The Simpsons intro. Many remember gold or yellow, but it's silver gray with purple and blue accents.
No.
As for merchandise, still not on my screen. The sax comes in many colors, even though they are all officially licensed, which makes no sense at all. Why white, green, blue, etc.? So it is a variation effect for the merchandise.
Oh, even black. That black looks weird.
Yeah. Now on to the new Mandela. Now that everyone's caught up, now another character has been touched by the Mandela Effect. Another seemingly random alteration from my reality. Krusty the Clown. Michael E., Unimatrix, Maddie all remember gold or yellow for Lisa Sachs in the intro. I know this will be hard for some of you because the color change is subtle, but for me it's obvious. Which color hair do you remember on Krusty the Clown? Green, 1, aqua, 2, or 3 blue? 1,
I'm
2, or
gonna
3?
I'm gonna have to go with the first one.
So number 1 for you. So in the chat, 1, 2, or 3, which Krusty is your Krusty?
I've seen all three.
Ah.
So Noise Guru is 3. John Nada is 1. Maddie remembers 1, and the kids are voting 2. All answers are currently in the chat. Uni, Michael E., you guys want to chime in?
On the figure, which I still have, it's 2.
Well, 2. In my past, he had green hair. He was number 1. But in this reality, his hair is officially number 2, teal. But it's actually aqua because teal is deeper. In other words, they call it teal, but teal is deeper than that. So I don't know. Regardless, it's not the green I remember.
No.
Michael E. thought purple. It's okay, Uni. Hey, Gerald Neal. So your kids were right, Maddie. We're wrong. But we're actually not. Even though they claim his official hair color is 2, all 3 colors can be found at some point in the series. So again, we have another Mandela variation happening, which makes it harder to prove our reality to the unaffected because you can find it blue, you can find it green, and you can find it aqua. All the colors are there. That makes no sense.
The ones who claim they're unaffected, but everybody's affected, whether they
Yeah, I
admit
know.
it or not.
I agree. In my past, cartoon characters did not change colors. Just like Marge Simpson's hair is blue, you would say it's wrong if it were suddenly aqua, teal, or green. That's how I feel about Krusty the Clown. He 100% had green hair in my past, all the time. It didn't change. So, here's blue. Here's current reality aqua. And there's the green. Unimatrix didn't pay attention. That's the thing. You never know what is going to change and what isn't. You never know what the reality we shift to has in store for us. Everything is fair game. Everything. The dumbest things are different. I don't get it. I have some that I need to cover that I forgot about, and I have some that I still have to put together that just blow my mind. I don't understand.
All right, I can read then. I was a
Yes.
kid who read everything cereal boxes, the instructions to board games, and packaging, especially when I was bored. I'm sure this is why I noticed the Mandelas I'm about to share with you, but will not be surprised if you do not know any answers. Until
And
the 1990s,
I was gonna say I added to this one from the last time I presented it, so there's a little bit of new stuff at the end. I'm sorry. Go on.
okay. Until the 1990s, Creoles was just the brand. The company that made Crayola crayons was has changed from my memory. If you know the company, please fill in the blank. B blank and Smith.
So again, if you don't know the company, it's okay. I understand. But I used to stare at my crayon box in school when I was bored, like when it was sitting on my desk and I was done drawing. I don't know. I used to stare at these things. So that's very interesting, Unimatrix. Ah, message is gone. Retracted. I won't say it unless until you write again. I was. I was. Or I was just very bored. Very bored kid. Digital Man is guessing Barney,
Okay.
and that's a good guess. I think Was it Noise Guru or Fire Fire that said Barney before?
All right, in my past, the company was Bernie and Smith, but in this reality, it's always been Benny. Does anyone else remember Bernie?
It was Bernie. Now it's
Yeah, it was
Benny.
Bernie.
Really quick, Unimatrix says the cereal box called Captain Crunch. The English side changed, but not the French. It still says Captain in French,
Oh wow!
and in Canada they have it. I'm gonna research that. That's awesome. Thank you, Uni.
I also do not remember this message being on most of Crayola crayon packages. Different brilliant colors. In most cases, it's displayed prominently in the center of the box. Do you remember seeing this?
So, guys, do you remember seeing different brilliant colors on the boxes?
No.
No.
That looks so weird to me.
They stopped adding message in the early 2000s. So if you are younger, you may not remember this.
Yeah. Oh, the cats are playing.
Yeah, you hear that toy. Oh yeah, the kitten's running around like crazy. Yeah, as long as she doesn't chew my computer cords or nothing.
Yeah. So I'm just showing you it's Benny and Smith in the 90s and everything.
Yeah. Oh my god, no, I don't remember any of that different brilliant colors. No.
Alright, so here's some residue of Bernie, like I remember. Lots of it, actually. Educational papers. I mean, it's everywhere.
The last thing I want to ask, I have never seen before, so I have no idea if this is Mandela or not. I'm hoping someone has heard of these and will know if it should look like this.
It's actually not the last thing, though. It's like I said, I add something to the end.
Does this look right to you? Blend well. Again, never heard of these, but I did find residue of these being called blend well. So I thought I'd ask.
Does anyone recognize these? And also, it was always made in the USA for me, not just made in USA. And here we're seeing made in USA again. So this one's a little out of order. Here's a little bit more residue of Bernie and Smith. And now we're at the Blendwell residue with 2 L's. John Nada says, not sure about Blendwell. I'm not either, but there's residue, so I'm showing it. Maddie says no, and neither is the gang. Gerald Neal, we are covering stuff that Curiouser has not covered yet, that we have covered on Brian's channel and my channel, but there's a couple new things as well that we still have to cover. So no, you're not having deja vu.
This is in addition because I forgot to add it last week. Do you remember ever learning Crayola crayons being called anything other than Crayola?
So this is the question, guys. Have you ever heard or learned that Crayola crayons were called something else? Right here, I want them to answer. Like instead of Crayola, there was a different word there. I have no answers. But Curious or Jeff, do you guys, John Nada says no. Do you guys remember it being called anything else or hearing that or learning that it was called anything else?
No.
No.
Okay, Michael E says no. Unimatrix says a different word. Yes, a different word than Crayola. And Uni says no.
I can't find a date for these, but they don't look any older than the small crayon packs of the 70s and 80s. Have you ever heard of Besco crayons? They are Crayola, just called Besco.
Maddie says negative. Has anyone ever heard of them being called Besco? It's got the same Binny and Smith at the bottom, different brilliant colors. It's just as Besco.
Never saw that before, no.
I have no idea.
It's not another country.
Everything else is in English, and it says made in New York, New York. Don Nada says never.
No.
No, I remember them, the ones that didn't roll for little kids, but it's all the packs. When you go on, you'll see more.
The other weird thing, some of the packages are blue instead of green.
And they look like they're from all different time periods, not just a certain decade. Michael E says those are fancy Crayolas. Yeah.
It's for some serious crayon drawing.
Michael E says he remembers these, the blue and yellow. Well, some of them are blue and then some are green, so I don't understand. Oh yeah, the fat crayons definitely. They were for little hands.
No, I don't remember these. Brand new.
Ah, Michael E said someone at school had them one time. The package, I mean. Gotcha. Well, thank you for stopping in, Unimatrix. We really appreciate it. It was good to see you again. He's saying it's getting late. I have to go to work in the morning, but you have a nice evening.
Okay, have a good evening. Thank you. Jeff, I think you're up.
All right. I can't be sure if this is a Mandela effect or not, so I'm going to let you decide.
Curious, sir?
Huh?
Ah, I didn't know if you were there.
In which decade do you recall disposable cameras first being used?
Oh, that wasn't until later. I know I had an old camera in the 80s. I know they didn't use those in the 70s.
So you're going to say the 80s.
Yeah.
Me too.
Anyone else?
Yeah, Noise Guru says 60s. Room 33, welcome. Says good night, John Boy. We were just talking about that. Eddie Von Keen says early 50s. John Nada says 90s. Gerald Neal says 70s. Room 33 says 70s. Early 90s Fun Saver, says Maddie.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the 80s or 90s even.
Okay,
All
we can go
right.
on. No one got it.
Jeff.
I would have said the 1980s, maybe the 70s, but I have never heard of the Photo Pack, the first disposable mailing camera, which was first sold in 1948. Have you?
Oh my God. No. Christ.
They didn't
Too
have that
bad.
technology back then.
No. Oh, this is no. Christ.
The camera debuted at the 1948 Texas World's Fair and sold for, I can't read that, 98
98
cents.
cents.
But by 1950, the price had increased to $1.50. 98 cents was pricey back then, let alone 150. So the price is what many believe led to the demise in 1951.
Room 33, I can do rewinds. I just usually don't because the Bernstein Bears, the Chevy sign, all those older ones. It seems like everybody who does a Mandela Effect video covers them. So I feel like it'd be boring for people to see it again, but I can do it. Yeah, I could do like a rewind of the original ones, like the original 20. I could do that.
No, the only unusual one when I was growing up was the portable camera. I mean, not portable, what do you call those where the
Polaroids.
picture comes in? Polaroid. Yeah, I remember everything else because I used to like to take pictures. Everything else you had to, do a certain way. There was nothing unusual, different. Otherwise, I would have known about it.
Yeah, the instant ones I remember, not the
Yeah,
disposable that early.
yeah, no.
I believe the logo is also Mandela Effect. This doesn't look right for 1948. It doesn't even look right for later decades. What do you think? Camera from the new reality
Yeah,
or info we just didn't know?
that's not any kind of old-fashioned style there.
No,
I mean,
no
look
way.
at the O, the line, the P, so going down.
It's a mess.
Yeah, they would never have written it like that, especially back then.
That's weird. I mean, I can see them trying to experiment with something like that, but not getting it to the public. That's it.
And
At
now
that,
it's sold.
later.
For 4 years it was sold.
Mm-hmm.
Fernando Rodriguez, welcome. I did cover that. I did a whole folder on car logos a couple of years ago, probably in 2019 or 2020 now, on the merging, on name changes. I could always bring that up again too. I just have so much new stuff I can't get to. I don't really have time to do rewinds anymore, unless something new changed again. The Perrier bottle? I don't know that one. What's different about the Perrier bottle? I have a logo and a TV series title to ask you about. Both are classic television favorites. Noise Guru said we need 2 or 3 Sandys. I could definitely use extra hands. In the past, we covered I Dream of Jeannie multiple times. Yet when we covered them, the logo never looked wrong until now. Hi, Michael Fontaine. Do you remember the eye looking like a genie skinny bottle? It never looked like this in my past. It was just a regular eye. Like with the little curly cues on the top and the bottom. I don't remember that. I did find residue of how I remember it on the right, but officially it is the weird looking eye on the left. Which one matches your memory? Can you zoom into the top of them so I can see the difference? Thank you. Noise Guru says, let's pool some cash for Sandy clones. Oh, that'd be nice, but I got a problem with cloning. John Nada says, right looks corrector. The weird eye makes no sense, says Maddie.
Uh-huh. All right, all set.
Yeah. And Gerald Neal remembers the eye actually being the bottle, not this eye, but actually being the bottle. So here's the current reality. And the next one should be the residue. Some people say it should be a lamp, but I don't know. I mean, I know like the genie lamp, like the Disney genie, and then like the Arabian genies. But it was always a bottle for the TV series for me. But who knows? Could have been a lamp for you guys. I'm waiting for it to get on my screen. Now on to the main Mandela Effect, a TV series that was a favorite in my parents' childhood, has a different title from what I remember. If you recognize this, what is the name of the series that ran from 1952 to 1964? I can't use blanks, so I will give a hint if necessary. And I'm just going to give the hint right now that the last word of the title is Harriet. What is the title of this show? And Curiouser and Jeff, feel free to chime in what you remember.
Ozzie and Harriet.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
John Nada says Ozzie and Harriet. Preliminal says Ozzie and Harriet. Welcome, Preliminal. Maddie says Ozzy and Harriet. Noise Guru says the Waltons. Anyone else? Gerald Neal remembers Ozzy with a Y, but also Ozzy and Harriet. John Nada says Father Murphy. I miss Nick and Night too, Michael E. It was the best in the 90s and was it the late 80s? May have been late 80s.
Late
The
80s,
90s.
ran
Yeah.
through the 90s, early 2000s even.
Yeah. So the title of the show was just Ozzy and Harriet in my past. And apparently most of you remember the same as me. I don't remember this though. At all. 100%. It's wrong. No way. You'll never convince me that was there.
Me either.
If you share my memory, then you are affected as well. In this reality, the show has always been called The Adventures of Ozzy and Harriet. Does anyone remember The Adventures of? I believe you, Gerald. I believe you that was a Y. 100%.
Wow.
Never. So there's a man excuse for this. The Mandela excuse is that it started as a radio program. Many radio programs use words like The Adventures of before the title. So in my reality, it was dropped when it transitioned to television, unlike the current reality where they kept it. So here is more of the current reality, including the crazy logo on the right. With the overlapping and everything. It's just weird. I've never even seen that logo. If I saw that logo, there's no way you would have missed The Adventures of. It was never there. John Nada says it kind of sounds like it might be The Adventures. Not for me. It was just Ozzy and Harriet. Gerald Neal, yes, there is residue that I'm including in here that says the Ozzy and Harriet show. So I included it. You will see some in this residue. I also remember the ampersand, not the word and. It currently has AND. I remember an ampersand.
I remember that too.
I'm looking for one of the ones that say Ozzy and Harriet show.
Yeah, remember these TV guides?
Yeah, me too. I know there's residue in here of the Ozzy and Harriet show somewhere.
Alright, that's it.
Wait, this is just getting on my screen. The Ozzy and Harriet show is in the top right. Early TV memories.
Wow. Yeah.
Gerald Neal says go back. That's the thing, like you see it a few seconds before we do, and then by the time we see it, it goes away. We should, but we may actually be. I'm gonna ask if one of the new folders tonight. I'm gonna ask if people shift to my reality after showing the residue. That would be the update. Go ahead, Curiouser, you're up.
All right, credit John Nada. A song in the 19 a song on the 1981 Van Halen album, Fair Warning, has changed for John.
And I gotta say, unfortunately, Curiouser can't play sound, so
Yeah.
this is gonna be a rough one. You're just gonna take our
All right.
word for it if you didn't see this one yet.
Okay, the title and lyrics have both changed. Please write what you remember in the chat or the comment. This is home. This is mean. Blank.
So, chat, if you know the song, please fill in the blank. I know John Nada does. Noise Guru, you be good. Preliminal, the phenomenon of the update. You know, people, you ask someone about a Mandela Effect, and they say it the they say the, like, for example, Uncle Sam, they'll say the hat had stripes, and then you show them the white hat, and all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, I remember the white hat. It was always white. They got the update.
All right. Any answers?
No answers, but the word they're asking for a hint, and the word begins with ST. I mean, I can give you multiple choice. John Nada, you give them a multiple choice in the chat. Some people call the update the download. That's another name for it. And Tom calls it the Smith effect. There you go. John Nada gave everyone an option in the chat. Jeff, what do you remember?
Mean Streets.
I will say that my Joey remembers streets with an S. And Noise Guru remembers streets with a Z. All right, we can go to the next one. Digital Man says streets. John Nada says streets. Preliminal says I only heard their first album.
Okay, well, while street sounds like it could make more sense in the lyrics, we remember the title and lyrics saying mean streets, but it's always been mean street.
All throughout the song and the title.
Just one time in the song, David Lee Roth sings mean streets. In this vocal only version, you can hear him sing the S, while the rest of the band sings street. with a hard T.
So, guys, if you want to hear this, you're going to have to go to our last live stream on my channel or Brian McFarland's channel, and you'll be able to hear this. I have no idea what the timestamp would be, but if Curiouser hits play, you're not going to hear any sound.
Later in the song, he sings street as well.
So in the beginning of the song, David Lee Roth sings streets. The background, the rest of the band sings street with a hard T. And then the rest of the song, they all sing street. Here, David Navarro says that one of his favorite songs is Van Halen Mean Streets. He actually says it in this clip, which is not going to play. Okay, Cursor. You can go on.
Yeah, I heard it, because I can hear it, you guys can't. He said loud and clear, mean streets, and that's very clear.
I cannot pronounce that. Quatamak Roldan, welcome, says, I'm a huge Van Halen guy since 1978. Mean Street for them.
As well as this tribute band.
And Room 33 says Mean Street.
But there are other tribute bands that remember street too. The band Nyson recorded an instrumental cover version of the song, which they titled Mean Streets.
That's also a video. It's just instrumental. There is a ton of residue for Mean Streets with an S. Noise Guru says 41 minutes in. Thank you, Noise Guru. That was very nice of you. So at 42:20 on the live stream from Saturday night on my channel or Brian McFarland's channel, we multi-stream. So 42:20, you can hear the clips.
While researching this, the 1973 film Mean Streets popped up in the search results. Most images of the logo look like they should, but the official logo, even the title screens, are completely wrong, so I thought I'd bring it up since it was relevant.
And I still don't know what that little X in parentheses is. An anchor memory, not effect. An anchor memory is when you have a Mandela effect that you have a strong memory of because of something. So, for example, I don't know, you had the entire collection of Berenstain Bear books, and you read the Berenstain Bears books every day after school. So that's a strong anchor memory of the Berenstain Bears. Sorry, Maddie asked what anchor effects was. So, yeah, guys, check out. Oh, wait, can you go back 1 second? Or go back 2 now?
All right, well, we're going to have to hurry for the rest because we're running late.
Okay, well, I just want to point out. No, the one before this. I want to point out Warner Brothers. All right, guys, check out Warner Brothers. Look at the WA, the broken R's. This is 1973. The WA is one letter. It's got the A, the diagonal A. It's bigger on the bottom one if you want to move down a little bit. The R's are broken. Everything's merged. It's a mess.
Thank you to John Nada for sharing his find. I'm working on a couple more he sent to me by the community too. Great. If you think you have found a new Mandela Effect, please send me an email with any images you have. I have a new permanent email address. And
Sandy
oh,
Diva
okay.
Mandela Effects at gmail.com. And I found a dash in Van Halen on their worldwide tour T-shirt. Never saw a dash before.
Sandy, you can put that in the chat if you want the address.
Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, the X means not rated. Thank you, Noise Guru. So that is my new permanent Mandela Effect email. It's my channel name at gmail.com. Sandy Diva is already taken by somebody else. It's not me. Sorry, that's my channel name. Yell at the person who took Sandy Diva. All right, Jeff, this is a new one. Go ahead and read. Well, yeah, go ahead and read it, Jeff.
It needs to be bigger.
Oh, wait, this one's going to trigger you. Maybe you shouldn't read it. You're going to be upset. I'll read it because you're going to be upset.
Okay.
All right, I may be alone on this one, but my Joey agrees, and so do many on the internet. Fair warning, this may trigger some people. Looking at you, Jeff. But I swear, this is 100% a change for me. This word is not from my reality. How do you spell the name of this vegetable? In the chat, spell the name of this vegetable. It was only white in my past until the Mandela Effect added orange, yellow, purple, and green now with the Romanesco to my reality a few years ago. That was the old me. How do you spell this vegetable? Cauliflower. How do you spell cauliflower? Interesting. Noise Guru says Cauliflaur. Preliminal says Flower. John Nada says Cauliflour question mark. I see the autocorrect. Are you getting triggered, Jeff?
A little bit.
Yeah. You mean for the camera? The camera for me was always one end, but I know a lot of people remember two ends. Digital Man is Flower. Maddie is not sure.
I'm going to have to go with Ower.
Okay. We can go on. Like I said, I will probably be alone on this one, but not quite as alone as I thought.
No.
But the current spelling is 100% wrong for me. In my past, this was Cauliflour, not flour, like something you like a flour. It wasn't flour. It was like baking flour instead of the pedal variety. And Jeff said to me, "You said because it's like a flower," and I said, "What's a collie?"
Yeah.
What's a collie with that logic?
But flour, it grows, all that.
Okay.
Flour, cooking flour.
Well, what do
Nah,
you remember, Jeff?
doesn't work for me. I have current memory on this 100%.
Okay.
It's my favorite
Yeah.
vegetable.
So do I. I remember it currently
I could
too.
also say
But
it's your favorite vegetable. You're too close to it. I'm just kidding. Well, here we have a green giant cauliflower with the OUR, like I remember,
Oh, wow.
but on the packaging it's spelled the current way.
hey,
Because
Jeff.
everyone,
I'm sorry.
oh, go on.
No, go ahead.
Oh, because everyone I asked except Joey remembers the current spelling. I went a little crazy on the residue, so apologies in advance. But there was a ton, and not always, but sometimes, seeing the other reality helps people remember the old reality.
See, I believe you because you just were in a different reality. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's definitely not a right or wrong thing. But Jeff, have you ever had cauliflower steak? It's really good.
No.
Yeah, I had it at a fancy restaurant one time, and it was just absolutely wonderful.
Wow, that's two of my favorite foods combined.
Yeah, you should look out for it anyway.
So here is a package of seeds, cauliflower, like I remember, a menu, very, very old menu,
Yeah.
another menu.
It's not the British way to spell it, is it?
Nope, nope, no.
Yeah, this one I can't go with you on.
Very old
Yeah, I've never
newspaper on
seen
the
it like
top.
that.
I want to point out that the C is missing the line. I have a lot of issues with the cent symbol that I'm going to be covering, that besides just the line being missing. But there's 28 cents without the line in it with cauliflower.
For me, that's just people that don't know how to spell.
Well, there's a lot then. On the bottom, California State Science Fair, cauliflower plants. Here's another menu, cauliflower. This is the UK. This is an allergens list, and cauliflower is on the list. Another menu at the top. Here is a very old newspaper from New Zealand with lots of issues, but also cauliflower. More restaurants. There's a duplicate thrown in there. The ingredients of this, whatever this is, has cauliflower with something in it. More menus.
All
Interesting. I
right,
will
we'll
look
just
into
get
that,
through this.
Ocelot man. I will look into that. And welcome. Tons and tons and tons and tons of residue. Well, wait,
Oh no
stop here.
way! A
No,
crossword
check it out.
puzzle.
Yeah, it
Just
says
what?
wait, listen, at the bottom it says flower like I know it, but the letters are too long. It's OW at the top. So they would mess the whole crossword up because the W is in the word going down.
That's
That's weird.
interesting.
Hmm.
Oh, holy cow! Yeah.
I don't know why there's duplicates showing up. This is weird. Oh, if you
I'm
go
just gonna
back
pass
one,
through this real fast.
no, go back one, because there's also residue there of Brussels sprouts on the bottom. And the next one also has Brussels sprouts on the bottom and
I
the
still
middle.
hear everyone say Brussels sprouts. Nobody says it the current way.
No.
All right.
This, wait, listen to this. Go back, go back. This one is a vocabulary book for school. You're going to tell me the vocabulary book got the spelling wrong of cauliflower. because that doesn't make any sense.
Well, they did.
Nope, just different reality.
Yeah.
And here's a close up of it. I forgot I used the close up at the end. So there's a ton. I didn't even use all the residue. I stopped. I stopped myself. There's a ton of residue. So now that you've seen the residue, has anyone shifted or do you still remember flour? It was always flour, like the baking flour for me. But if you are from the flour that you sniff reality, there's nothing wrong with that too. That's what's wrong, Maddie.
Yeah, he wrote it right there.
Yeah. Now, see, I remember dilemma. I don't remember dilemma.
Really?
All right.
I'm not affected by that one.
I'm going to be right back. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to say it wrong on purpose to remember how it's spelled. Why would we remember a silent N if there was no silent N?
I don't know, but like I said, for me, it was always two M's.
I noticed that change a long time ago, like 2000.
Agree. Brussels sprouts always. It was never Brussels.
No. Sandy, I'm glad you stopped yourself on the residue with the cauliflower. No, I'm just kidding. I got to mess with you on that.
Okay. John Nada is triggered because he remembers cauliflower like I do.
It's definitely a lot of residue for it. That's for sure.
Including packs of seeds. Like I said, in a vocabulary book, I'm like,
Yeah, they're not supposed to get that wrong.
no, they're not. We have one more new folder tonight. It's Curiousers. Well, both of us have something in there. And we had to do this one first because cauliflower is in the next presentation. I don't know when Curiouser's coming back, though.
Yeah, Sprague's vinegar. Never just brag. I agree, Preliminal.
I do too. Actually, broccoli, Brussels sprouts.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, my
I'm
kitten.
trying to explain that you can find a graphic online that broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, they're all from the same plant, like a mustard seed plant. It's weird.
And they all have the same effect on you.
And what's that?
They make you go to the bathroom.
Oh. All right, Curiouser. It's you can read this one.
All right, Curious or me, and I have a couple of mushrooms we'd like to ask you about. Well, we can't officially say they are a fungi from our new reality. They are completely new to us.
Wow, wait, stop. That was supposed to say from your new reality and it auto corrected to you are. That's weird. Okay, anyhow.
A while ago, I covered the giant puffball mushrooms. In my past, they only came in a small variety, not weighing in at up to 44 pounds. Do you remember these? Yeah. The giant white puffball can be identified by its color, always white, lack of markings, and absence of any gills, which is important for foragers because while these are edible, Curiouser discovered a copycat called pig, pigs, pigskin earthball. These, while not deadly, are poisonous if ingested. They have a thick, patterned skin, can be more than just white, and when cut open, they are filled with spores that can be completely black to brown. They look very similar to dirt on the ground. Are these new for you too?
You guys ever
Wow.
heard of pigskin earth balls?
No.
No. Okay. Another mushroom Curiouser found is called a sparasis or cauliflower mushroom. These mushrooms can be found in many neutral colors ranging from white to pale pink and are frequently found at the bottom of pine trees, never on the tree itself. Some species are looser and more delicate, while others are dense with ripples of the cap packed tightly together. They can also grow to very large, like the puffball. Have you ever heard of these before?
Have you guys ever heard of cauliflower mushrooms?
Even that couldn't make me like mushrooms. And no.
Ocelot man, um, I live in Philly and Independence Hall, the clock changed to the 4 eyes. That one bothers me so much. It was never I.
While researching mushrooms for Curiouser, I came across another mushroom that we need to discuss, the split-gilled mushroom. We have never heard of it, despite Schizophyllum commune, its
Schizophylum.
Latin name, being the most common mushroom in the world. Unlike other widespread mushrooms, it's also the same species regardless of which continent you are on.
Stop here for 1 second. So, guys, have you ever seen this mushroom before? It's on six continents, and it is the most common mushroom in the world. Yet I've never heard of it or seen it before.
But it's not wide variety of colors, size, and shape like that make this mushroom a candidate for the Mandela Hall of Fame. It's the details and facts about the worldwide mushroom that makes it sound otherworldly.
They're fuzzy. They look fuzzy.
So common we never heard of them.
Yes.
For starters, this mushroom is edible and shows antioxidant properties including being anti-cancer and anti-tumor. Remember this fact, it will be important later. This species of mushrooms has 28,000 sexes. It was 23,000, but now all my research says 28K.
So when I found this, it said 23,000, and now when I put it together, it says 28,000.
Oh, wow.
But there's 28,000 sexes of this mushroom.
Jesus.
We have male and female. They have 28,000.
But the strangest thing about this edible mushroom isn't the 28,000 genders, that it's the most common in the world mushroom that we have never heard of, or its antioxidant ability to deter tumor growth and cancer cell production. The strangest thing, despite its having this antioxidant properties, this mushroom can literally kill humans by growing in them and on them. Oh my god.
Have you guys ever heard of mushrooms growing inside people before?
No.
No.
Yeah.
So this
Ooh.
mushroom that has antioxidant properties that can deter tumor growth and cancer cells growing can cause tumors. I don't understand. And they grow in the human
Wow.
body.
If the spores are inhaled, they can find a home in your brain or lungs, start growing fruiting bodies, aka mushrooms, inside your body. And if the spores stick to your skin, they can start growing on that too. Think toenail fungus, but with mushrooms. Oh God, yeah, you've got to have like proper equipment around those.
Yet
Nah.
people pick them and eat them. I don't understand. I
Oh
cannot rectify this in my head.
no. Oh, that's so crazy.
Yes, inside people, John Nada, yes. So we have to read this. Hold on. If you can't see it, I'll read it.
All right, go ahead.
All right. In 1980, a doctor treated a 33-year-old man for fungal overgrowth of his toes. Upon isolating the fungus, the doctor discovered that his patient's foot infection was attributed not to any of the usual mold producing suspects, but instead to a mushroom forming species that commonly grows on trees. How a species that normally eats wood also finds humans palatable is far from obvious, or put the mystery another way, why does it eat both hardwoods and us, but not conifers? And humans can exact revenge. Just as it can eat us, we can eat it, though many of us don't want to. It's reportedly very tough. There is also some evidence that S. commune may have medicinal potential, meaning it can both cause disease and treat it. Brain abscess caused by Schizophilum commune, an emerging biodemicate pathogen. Over the past several decades, numerous reports of infection caused by the split gill fungus have been reported in the medical literature. The most recent case study from an outpatient center involved a 25-year-old woman whose left foot showed symptoms of rashes, nodule formation, lesions, and pain. Okay. Here's some images of mushrooms growing in people and in petri dishes. So they took swabs and then the mushrooms grew in the petri dish.
Jesus.
Nasal infections. There's the tumors in the brain of mushrooms growing in their head. I can't with this one.
Mm.
And it's the
Oh,
most common mushroom in the world. I
right.
can't. This is insanity.
So what do you think? Are these the craziest mushrooms you've ever heard of? Have you ever heard, seen, or eaten the split gill before? Puff mushrooms or cauliflower mushrooms? Let us know in the comments below.
Maddie says, guys, I think we need to pray. Seriously.
Yeah, this is just. I mean, how do you know if those kind of mushrooms are about where you're visiting a rural area and like they're so common? You don't want to be, uh,
Turn into a home for
ingesting
mushrooms.
them. You don't want to be ingesting them.
But they're edible. That's the thing. People eat them.
I know.
It's just nuts. I don't know why you go anywhere near a mushroom that can make your body its own.
Yeah, I wouldn't think you should, really. What are they called again?
The split gill mushroom
Oh,
with
God.
28,000 sexes
Okay.
and on 6 continents on the globe.
Yeah.
Maddie says mind equals blown again. Aw, thanks, Maddie. Maddie says it's a hard-hitting ME show. Well freaking done, fam. That's so nice.
All right, everyone. We're going to have to say goodnight, but please join us for the next show. We shall have.
And guys, just a reminder, if you want to hear the clips you couldn't hear, the live show has the music and the clips of the actual the folder, but I also did a short if you just want to hear the Back to the Future clips. So all that's on my channel. And Noise Guru found out that the Van Halen presentation's at 42:10 on the live show from Saturday. All right. I think that's about it, though.
All right, everyone. You have a good evening. See you next show.
Good night, everyone.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Jeff, say good night. Where'd you
Jeff.
go?
Yeah.
Say good night.
Oh, good night, everyone.
Okay. Sorry. I had to, All right. Good night, everyone.
Sorry, I was distracted.
Good night.